Trust and betrayal. Trust is something many of us aren't willing to give freely anymore. Not when we consider how corrupt and one-sided things are against men. Betrayal, abuse, infidelity, deceit, and financial and emotional manipulation are just some of the reasons why some of us will never trust again. I've heard distrust called resentment by so-called professionals. These people are oblivious to the harsh realities that men face. The need to trust is dead, because trust means relying on others not to betray that trust. Hence, the autonomous man, the secular, solitary monk, is born, no longer willing to allow others to betray him in ways that destroy everything that he's lived and worked for. Resentment, hypervigilance, suspicion, and distrust are all words used by people who lack the wisdom and life experience of the man who keeps his trust to himself. Fear has nothing to do with it. Rational thinking and calculating the probability of betrayal has everything to do with it. Blind trust and recklessness are the actions of fools. The monks were all fools once, maybe twice. Defense mechanisms are involuntary and reside in the unconscious. But a conscious decision not to give trust freely is a decision made by a man who knows the probability of betrayal and the imminent destruction which comes with it. Empathy can still be shown for your fellow man while still withholding trust. We're not completely dehumanized yet. Betrayal can lead to repeatedly feeling the need to seek revenge, retribution. Violation of trust is the betrayal that leads to bitterness and ruminating, dwelling on that violation. If you search your unconscious thoughts, you may find these demons who rear their ugly heads from time to time, affecting our moods. To attempt to restore our trust in those who are capable of these betrayals equates to erasing the wisdom and experience we've gained from those events. It's just advocating for blind trust again. Pain is a positive process which leads to psychological growth, not a decrease in the understanding of human nature. Ruminating on betrayals is wasted thought. Constantly pacing back and forth in your mind, either blaming yourself or others for perceived failures in the past. Compulsively focusing on the distress caused by past betrayals or situations which we had little or no control over. This is the event or series of events which will haunt you forever. The psychache which can lead to apathy, depression, self-medication, lack of self-esteem and self-harm, even suicide. These events are the triggers. These perpetual ruminations are the demons which need to be put to rest. Repetitively and perpetually ruminating on the causes and symptoms of depression. Then the possible consequences of these symptoms. Study and observe your thoughts. Catch yourself during these ruminations and make note of their frequency and watch how they affect your emotions and actions. Constantly ruminating and reliving past events can be unpleasant, even disturbing, lengthening bouts of depression and adding to your psychache. Negative ruminations and dwelling on past failures leads only to anxiety and depression. It's also been linked with PTSD, alcoholism and drug abuse, eating disorders, self-harm and suicide. Reliving past traumas and the emotions attached is necessary to reach a state of acceptance, but there has to be a cut-off point, a time to let go and not let the betrayals or past traumas define who you are anymore. You aren't the abused, the failure, the victim, the downtrodden, worthless man they wanted you to turn into. You are the man. You are the man whose experiences made him wiser and psychologically greater than before, emotionally stronger and more capable of rationalizing and calculating risks and probabilities. You are not the resentful pessimist they tell you you are. You are the realist, the optimalist. You are the man. You are not a social pack horse or an object of ridicule. You are full of potential, and the only limits are the limits we set for ourselves. So, now then, what's your goal in life? Do you have a goal? Have you found a purpose? You can't achieve goals if you don't have any. Man was built for purpose, and every man has the ability to create something from nothing. It begins with a thought, an idea. Those ruminations are distractions. They take up precious thinking time. Time for ideas, future plans, future goals. Man is engineered for purpose. When we set our sights on a goal, we gain that sense of purpose and a direction to head in, a clear path for our thoughts. Then our actions will follow. Are you standing still, or are you headed towards your potential? If you stand still again tomorrow, you'll be one day older and no closer to the goal which you haven't set for yourself. Did you get stabbed in the back? Betrayed? Did you lose everything? Well, shit happens, and nobody said it would be easy. Starting from nothing is a good time to set new goals. Set your sights higher. What's the alternative? Standing still? Living in the past? If we give ourselves something to aim for, there's no time for ruminations, and when we succeed, we can raise a middle finger to the backstabbers who tried to destroy us. The best revenge is living well. Life isn't a fairy tale, and we have to lose many battles to win the war. But the real fight, the struggle, is with ourselves, the self that's been suppressed. Do you know yourself? Why you think? Why you act that way? The triggers, the unconscious influences on you. Have past betrayals formed a part of your identity? Can you put them to rest? Do you have goals, dreams and aspirations? Is your present and your future defined by what they did to you? Ask yourself. You might find the only person you can trust was with you all along. You just never took the time to listen to him.